Welcome back to the Code Yellow podcast. We've had a long season, but this is going to be the final episode of a beautiful season of conversations. Just season 1. We're going to have more to come, but we'll talk about that later. In any case, Zav, what you got for us?
All right. So I'm the icebreaker king. So I have some rapid fire questions, and it's gonna be rapid fire. So we're gonna go Devin, Annie, Jasmine. All right. So I'm gonna just keep asking them.
Okay.
Devin, work or play?
Play.
Annie, love or friendship?
Friendship.
Jasmine, money or happiness?
Happiness.
Devin, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Annie, summer or winter?
Summer.
Jasmine, morning or evening?
Evening.
Salty or sweet?
Salty.
Do you watch shows one episode at a time or binge watch whole season?
Easy. Binge.
All right. Do you shower at night or in the morning?
Night.
Would you rather fly or would you rather have super strength? Rapid fire.
Fly.
Annie, would you rather find your dream job or win the lottery?
Lottery.
Physical strength or mental strength, Jasmine?
Mental.
Are you more of an introvert or more of an extrovert?
Extrovert.
Annie, a night out or a night in?
Night in.
Jasmine, expensive presents or homemade presents?
Expensive.
Yeah.
Devin, do you kill bugs you find inside or take them outside?
Kill inside.
Do you prefer driving or flying?
Flying.
Would you rather travel to the past or to the future?
Pass.
Do you prefer social time or alone time?
Alone? I don't know. I don't know. It's up in the air.
All right, Annie, are you more of a thinker or a doer?
Thinker.
Street smarts or book smarts?
Book smarts.
Devin, learn by watching or learn by doing?
Doing.
Annie, fresh food or fried food?
Fresh.
Jasmine, are you more cautious or bold?
Cautious.
Devin, cannonball into the pool or dip a toe in first?
Dip a toe in first.
Would you rather sleep in late or take a long nap mid-date?
Sleeping late.
All right, Jasmine, Netflix or Hulu?
Hulu.
All right, good job, y'all. Good job.
Okay.
Zap cannonball or toe dip?
Definitely toe dip.
Expensive or homemade?
Expensive.
Of course.
Yeah.
Fly or a super strength.
Fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Get to places quicker. Get to anywhere I want to go. Let's go.
Yeah. Something about the freedom of motion. It really
Wait, you said
speaks to
toe
me.
dip? I see you as a cannonball guy.
Like the water, when you get into the pool, it's like really cold at
Yeah.
first.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't like
feel
that.
just-
Oh, yeah,
I
you
gotta
gotta
warm
have
up to
something
that.
cold.
Yeah, that's me.
Same. Now, if I know the water is warm and everything's cool,
Right. Yeah, that's different.
Get used to it. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, we be in there.
But I get in that water, it's frigid. I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
Hey, yeah. So, guys, we're just having a fun little conversational episode today. We're just recapping on stuff from social media the past year or so. So, we have this little cool thing. I'm gonna kind of just read them kind of like one or two at a time. Mm-hmm. So there's just like a overview of the conclusions the intelligent conclusions from 2023 and beyond. So first things first, men need women and women need men.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely agree on that. Also, number 3, we are not at war.
Meaning the genders are not at war.
Genders are not at war. Or shouldn't be at war.
Shouldn't be at
So I was
Shouldn't be
gonna
at
say,
war.
I think social media will try to make it like we are, and I think to some extent, like I think we have a lot of work to do together. But I would say it's not a war. It's just like there just needs to be so much understanding and grace. Because Jasmine said it earlier, probably a different episode than you guys are seeing now. But like men and women are not the same. So like. It's not a war. It's just different. Like we're just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the head side of a coin and the tail side of the coin. Are they against each other?
No, it's the same coin.
The same coin, right? Yeah. This thing keeps disappearing on me. Number 4, Cheesecake Factory is fine.
It is absolutely fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Y'all have, I know you guys are vegan, but have you had like the mac and cheese bites, macaroni and
No,
cheese
I
bites at
haven't.
Cheesecake
I had those
Factory?
when I was
You had those?
vegetarian. Yeah.
Yo, they fire. Dog. Like with some like marinara. Martha loves those.
Can I be like the the other side of the coin, if you will, of the Cheesecake Factory argument. Not that I disagree.
I'm nervous.
It's not that I disagree in it. I think advice to the men, I think if you're dating, especially if you really like someone, I think just try to make the date a little bit more personable.
Right.
Like I can think, I will give an example of like Taj and I. Our first date, we met at a conference where they already were doing kind of like questions like we did We Not Strangers. And then our second day of the conference, like we did like rock, paper, scissors against each other. So our first date, he kept the theme going and we went to Cidercade and we played like we were going against each other. He beat me actually 5-4. But like he just like it was so personal, but because we met doing something competitive and then our theme just kind of continued. And it's like it was literally one of the best dates ever, like ever in my life. Yeah. I love that date. But again, it's just it would have been fine. Of course I would have went if we went to Cheesecake Factory and we just had it. But I think if you really like a woman, just try to like see things that she's interested in. I think another thing about sitting dates is that for a first date, if depending on each other's personalities, it can kind of be awkward to have like what you think is dead silence. It probably is not that dead because people are eating and whatever, but when it's a first date, the silence sounds a lot more deafening than it is. And so I think just putting a little bit more intentionality into the date, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Cheesecake Factory, but if you really like a woman, just try to show her that she's special enough that you thought outside of the box.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the issue because Cheesecake Factory menu is so long, it's so big that if you're reading it, it's a lot of silence, awkward silence. So maybe that was her issue.
Yeah,
no
maybe.
talking because you're trying to figure out what you
Man,
want.
no, listen. I wholeheartedly agree. Like, yes, fellas, everybody's personality isn't like mine and Devin, right? Or Todd's, even for that matter, where they're going to be intentional and they're like, hey, well, what do you like? You know, some people might have social anxiety, but you know, you think this girl is cute, I want to take her out. So the inception of the Cheesecake Factory even being a bad thing comes from the fact of like this young lady, this is my belief. It could be different. I don't know the whole story. She believes that you need to take her to STK or Steak 48 for a first date. I don't even know you. You want me to drop bread on you? Like, no. Like, chill out. That is where the problem lies. Like, you think that you're above Cheesecake Factory. And no, none of us are above that long, extensive menu. Like not at all. I think that's where the disconnect comes from. It's like, dang, she's like, this Negro took me to Cheesecake Factory. Like, girl, he don't even know you like that. Like, if you even worth STK Steak 48 prices.
Yeah, and we can build together and do all that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, let's
That
be
part.
real. And I mean, why trade time for money? Like, this is not, profession.
I was about to say,
Like
like,
for some.
yeah. Like, if you want free food, just ask. Like, it's okay. But like, you just enjoy it. Enjoy it. It's about the
Exactly.
quality time. It's not about the
Exactly.
food. It's never been about the food.
Yeah.
it helps
it's
if the
true.
food is good.
Yes,
Of course.
It
yeah.
helps.
Yeah, a nationally recognized franchise makes pretty good food. So, you know what I'm saying? And a side note, I believe that if you invite somebody out to go with you on a date, pay for the food.
Are you talking to the men? Or
I'm paying
in
for
general,
it.
Because if a woman invites, if a woman is like, hey, like, I think you're cute, we should get to know each other, does that mean she should pay?
Yes. Don't invite
Really?
that man.
I don't agree.
Don't invite that man to go out to hey, let's go out to eat. I want to go on a date with you. Let's go out to eat. You invite this man on a date with you. You pick whatever restaurant you want, and then you don't know if he planned to go there. You surprise him with the place y'all going to. If you ask the person out, pay for the food.
I
Please.
don't agree, but
Why?
I think well, just because like I'm a woman and I really do have a traditional view of like that. I like, if you want to talk biblically, I think like the man during the dates, whether it's a lot or a little, I don't care if the date is elaborate or expensive or things like that. But I think you're starting the process of showing that you're a man who can take care of me and who can provide. And I think like that is where I am very solid on it. I would never go on a second date with a man who did not pay.
Okay,
Literally, even if the date went great, I wouldn't even make it like a thing. I would just pay for my meal. I would not pay for his. I'm not gonna lie. I would pay for my own meal, and then, but I never would see him again.
So my thing is like, all right, so if I ask Martha out on a date, there's no
You're talking
reason,
about in the beginning.
No, at any point. If I ask Martha
You're married.
out,
Y'all have the same account.
hey, all right, so okay, we're married now, right? But if we weren't married and we didn't have joint finances,
Yes.
if I say, hey, Martha, I want to spend some time with you, I want to take you out to this place, she's not gonna pick up a credit card ever, right? Now, outside of that situation, if she says, hey, I want to take you to my favorite spot, like, it's just weird to like ask though you bring somebody out and then make them pay.
But I think that is where you start the conversation of like the man can look at the menu and he can say, hey, I do want to continue getting to know you, depending on where you are on the stage of dating, but I do want to continue getting to know you. I looked over the menu and I will let you know it is out of my budget. So we can either go somewhere else. I have this place planned out instead. I know you wanted to do Mediterranean. I found a cheaper alternative to Mediterranean. I've never been. We both can try it. And like you can go about it that way because I'm sorry, but I'm not with
So
the
Devin,
men
are you
not
saying
paying.
at any time in the courting phase, a lady just shouldn't initiate a date if she's not willing to pay for it?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
she
mean,
should just let
yeah.
the guy.
If that's the type of time she's on, like she wants him to pay for everything, then let him set the terms on how.
Do you think it's cool to like because I mean I know that there are guys who will like even if the young lady offers and like to pay, they'll say no, thank you, and they're still prepared to pay.
So that's kind of my style too. Like I mean I'm not going to. I'm not gonna be nickeling and diming somebody at the table. Say, oh, you have to pay this, and I'm not gonna do that.
No, I'm just saying,
right?
like, if she even like, if it was like with you and Martha dating, she invites you somewhere and you believe what you just shared with us, but would it have come to a point where you're like, nah, I'm gonna pay for it? Was it just to see if she would, or because like some guys are very staunch about that, like, no, like you're a lady, you're not paying.
So I think we had a very different kind of journey because we didn't get to date conventionally. We grew up together. So we were boyfriend and girlfriend for 2 years before like we actually had the opportunity to start like going on actual dates, right? So like that is kind of it's hard to answer that from experience.
I was sorry. Were you finished talking?
I mean, yes, but I mean, just if it was outside of Martha, if it was at neutral. Now in my day and age, like I'm not gonna be making somebody pay for you know I'll pay but
Zav has no problem being treated like if I would treat him on a date.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Absolutely not. Right? Yeah.
I like that he
Absolutely not.
but he definitely does his part to make sure. You know, like we were recording and everything. But yeah, like he'd be like, oh, my lady taking me out on a date. You know,
And see, I thought Devin was going to go from the vantage point of like, let's just be real. We live in 2024 and women proclaim themselves on a daily basis how independent they are. I don't need a man for this, that, and the third. So that's actually what lane I thought you were going to go in. But I mean...
I'm just thinking of like people, like we're going out to eat, right? Like it's just crazy to me, right? Like... Let's say, oh, you like a young man, and you're like, oh, I want us to go on a date to STK. I want us to go on this $500 date. Like you're asking this guy out on this date. That means you're inviting him to where you want him to buy you food. Yeah, you're inviting him. It's like making somebody pay for you on their birthday. Yeah. Like I mean, like you invite them. I'm gonna take you out for your birthday. Oh, so you're gonna
they have to pay.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of seems
weird.
a little backwards.
I mean, I think women are saying like, hey, I'm willing to not spend time with you if you do this, not like that, but it's like I'm letting you know I'm available, and you're saying you're interested, and I'm telling you like this is the type of experience I want to have. So
that's different.
If you want to have an experience with, like I want to spend time with you. So can you afford that?
So, okay, so that's a different conversation.
Okay.
Like that, now we're determining what type of time you're on, right? Well, if you like this level of life and you want to know if I'm able to do that, then that's a different conversation
Gotcha.
from, oh, let's go out to eat.
But don't invite me out and then I'm like, oh, well, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you didn't know if I budgeted for this. But now if you invited me and you want me to pay and we have that conversation, then it's like, I can look at the menu and be like, hey, this is a little, let's go here, right?
Yeah.
But
I think that discussion can always be had, because even if let's say I'm not even one of those people, but even if like let's say my first date with Taj, I was like, because him and I have actually discussed this, like if I was like, oh, I want to go to this steakhouse or something like that, he would have just number one like told me. First of all, okay, let me even go back. I think number one, the problem is like I don't think a woman should be even like initiating that conversation. I think like I was listening to a pastor and he was like, the way you practice is how you play. And like you can't expect like a man to, not that you can't expect a man, you can't expect to go into the practice of continuing to be the one who initiates things, to be the leader of the conversation, to be the leader of the when are we getting married conversation stuff, and then eventually you're just gonna like submit and expect the man to be a leader. Like you're already like not leading, or you're already leading and not letting him lead. And I think like that's a mistake, because like you end up playing how you practice, like where he's just a man who's very lax about things and whatever. So I think that that's a problem in itself. I never, like you were saying, oh, if Annie would never look into the camera. I mean, now it doesn't matter, but Annie would never ask a man on a date. That's not happening. We're just not going. Which actually was a lot of my history of dating. Like when I would know if a man was interested and he's watching, or he's like asked my friends about me and stuff. But like if you never initiated the conversation to hang out with me, you will watch me from afar at that church till the day you die. Because Annie is not making the first move. Annie's like not doing that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think that it's appropriate for men to make the first move and the second move and even the third move.
Yeah.
But now, if you've established that y'all like each other,
Right.
what is your means of reciprocating interest non-sexually?
Okay, I will again go from example. Taj doesn't like when I pay. Like he really just is that type of guy. Even though he actually let me pay for his birthday. Like we went to dinner once. That's like literally in the past year, the first time. And then like the cruise like we went on, that it was a surprise, so he didn't know about it. But other than that, like he's not let me. So what I started doing was we would when he would visit earlier on in the dating, when we were dating, he would drive in on like Thursday night. We would go to the gym when I left work. We'd go to Bible study, and like then we'd go our separate ways or whatever. And so what we started doing was because he paid so consistently, I started after the gym like sending him to Bible study, and then I would go get us smoothies, like protein smoothies after. That's the only thing since we were early on that he let me pay. But then I would ask him like, oh, like we've had conversations about like, oh, would you like me to ask, like, or offer every so often? And he said no. His reasoning was, he was like, he felt like emotionally, like I'm already as a woman, like I bring so much to the table that like financially is just not an area he needs me to bring anything. That was his argument. It works for our relationship.
Yeah, I think it's all about knowing your person.
Yeah.
Sure.
And honestly speaking, like that's what I wanted. I wanted a man who was a provider. I wanted a man who like I didn't want to have to offer, and I got a man that I never had to offer to like pay. But I found like small ways here and there to just show him that I will be a helpmate to him. Like, you know, like I knew he was stressed, so I planned a vacation for us. Christian vacation, it was fine.
Hallelujah.
But yeah, but
Praise
like
the Lord.
yeah, like I know it's like, oh, I forgot our audience. Yeah, like it was fine. We were fine. But like little things like that, like I found a way. But again, I also am dating a man who like, he really doesn't even want me to offer. Like, so I stopped. Like I don't anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. At least you were willing. You said you stopped, so you were willing.
Yeah. I asked for a while. He just was like, why are you asking? Like, he just, it just was an unnecessary addition to the conversation. So he was like, I'm never going to say yes. Like, you're good. So, like, I've just found other ways to, like, help, like, show that we're in a partnership, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
It's almost like a love language thing.
Yeah.
The next one says, a cheater will cheat on anyone.
That is facts. I think that there can be a pathology to relational issues that can, if gone unchecked, can lead towards cheating. But like, there's a lot of steps between the initial like issue and infidelity, and lots of people just skip boom right to infidelity. Like, there's about a million routes you could have taken, right? So,
Well, do y'all think once a cheat, always a cheat though?
Yes.
As Christians and believers and grace, like, what do y'all think?
Even as Christians and believers, I think that we have to always understand that, like, there's certain sins that we're just always going to struggle with. Like, if it's not about the infidelity, is probably a lack of self-control, a lusting. So it's like, I don't
insecurity.
Like, I think even familial ties, like, this is such a bad plug, but I've been watching Love is Blind. If you know AD and Clay. But like, again, like, to sum it up, he keeps bringing up the fact, like, oh, like, my dad was a cheater. He used to take me on his affair trips, and like, I'm likely gonna cheat on you. Like, and it's a conversation that keeps coming up. If you know, you know. But like, it's like little things like that. Like, of course, there's familial, there's generational. As Christians, we understand that, like, lust, all that stuff is, like, a lot of times generational curses that the family's, like, not working through. So I think, I don't want to say once a cheater, always a cheater, but I think that there's just some sins that we have to stay woke on. And if lust is your thing, I think, like, and I will speak from personal, this will be my vulnerable moment. Like, my grandfather cheated, a lot of my uncles and stuff cheat. I've never cheated in a relationship, but it's something, like, I've discussed with my partner that, like, I just need to move in my, not even like move different, but it's just something. I will never have that, like, work husband thing. I'll never
please no.
I would never do that anyway. But like, just like little things like that where, like, oh, like, my little bestie, like, my guard will always be up, because I understand generationally lust is something my family struggles with. And it's not that I'm like, I didn't have an AD Clay conversation with Taj where I'm like, oh my gosh, like, my family all cheats. I'm sorry. It's eventually going to happen. But I'm like, it's something I am very aware of, that, like, people in my family, they keep having affairs. I'm not going to have an affair. It breaks with Taj and I. So, like, it's just something, like, I pay attention to. Right. So that's why I say it's not once a cheater, always a cheater, but, like, stay woke to what your issues are.
Right.
Okay. Next one. Being single is fine if you are happy. So, like, you know, a lot of people, some like single people are like, oh, I need to be married. And then married people are acting single. And, you know, like, as you said in one of our previous conversations, like, being alone versus being single or lonely, these very different things. Yeah, you can definitely be very happy as a single person.
Have a thriving life as a single person. But I think you play yourself when you, like, want these things. You want marriage, you want children, you want da 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 da. And then sometimes we have to, sometimes not we, but individuals, like, psych themselves out. Like, I don't really want this because it doesn't seem like it's happening in that time frame, or, you know, you're just, like, comparing yourself to others, and it's just like, nah, this is what you really want. But, like, maybe on social media or in your friendship groups, you're like, nah, man, bump that. Like, I'm single, I'm thriving, I'm traveling, I'm buying all this thing, but you lonely. You know what I mean? So, like, I think your single season, I love when like people in the faith just say like, yo, in your single season, you need to, what makes one happy, if you will, is making sure you're active in ministry, making sure you're doing community service, make sure you find your purpose, make sure you travel. If you are able to travel, just do things that you need in order to get you closer to Christ and get you knowing yourself a little bit better. Explorative, maybe like traveling solo. You know what I mean? I've heard that's been life-changing for individuals. So, I mean, and that's not like the definition or the guidelines or even basis for being a happy single person, but one should seek these things, I feel, when they are single.
Yeah. And then another thing that I remember is that sometimes people that they want to be married, or they say they want marriage, but they really want a wedding. Or they'll say they want kids, or they're not necessarily ready to be parents. They want a baby, right? So like sometimes glamorous
card with the family.
Yeah. They want the pictures and they want the whatever glamorous lifestyle they're gonna get from these various things. But the goal, I think, always should be content where you're at with who you are inside, and flesh that person out. Get to know that person. Get to know your purpose, and that will take you to the next level.
For sure.
So we are out of time. Oh man, what a lovely season of beautiful conversations. Yeah. But it's far from over. Stay looking out for us.
For sure. I feel like we should end with like a I mean, it's our first season. Like, I'm stoked, y'all. I don't know about y'all. Like, we should end, like, everybody talk to their own camera and just encourage that little boy, that little girl, that grown up. Just encourage them with something from this season. I'll start first. I'll set the tone. Thank y'all so much for being a subscriber. Hope you've subscribed, a watcher, a listener to the Code Yellow podcast. We are so grateful. You could be watching any podcast in the world, and you probably still are, but you chose to watch ours. So I just want to thank you. You are amazing. You are beautiful. You are lit. Follow us on social media and get ready for season 2, baby.
Yes. Definitely tune in for season 2. We're excited. We definitely hope that you interact with our content. We hope that we've got your gears going, your thinking, and if nothing else, that you're thinking about your healing and healing responsibly.
And I have loved being a part of this. It's been just so exciting to have authentic conversations with my friends. Ew, no. No, thank you.
Their eyes look like
they usually are. She has very
moisturized
eyes.
Are you about to cry?
No, I'm not about any.
No. I mean, I'm just kidding. No, but we've just enjoyed this process so much, and subscribe. We hope that at some part of this season has changed your life, changed your perspective, and tune in for more because we have way more coming.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. In the words of a very wise man that goes by the name of Kev on Stage, when you pray for something, leave room for the possibility that it might actually come true.
Ooh, that's
so
good.
Don't get in the way of the crazy adventures God has in store for you. Did I think that we would get here? I don't know, but we're here. And I'm grateful for this journey. I'm grateful for these lovely people that I am sharing this room with. And I'm grateful for you guys. We're all grateful for you guys. And stay tapped in, subscribe, follow for more, heal responsibly. We love you guys.
We love y'all.
Code Yellow.
Yeah.